Virtual reality has a ton of games on it. I reviewed Swarm, Asgard's Wrath, and Angry Birds to name a few that I've given high marks to. Virtual reality has the ability to change the way that you view gaming. Seriously, I don't know if I can go back to like a flat screen video game after just spending so much time in VR goodness. But sometimes virtual reality gaming does more than that. Sometimes it's just an experience obtained through virtual reality that brings you to a new level of existence in this universe. It just elevates you to a higher being to gain new knowledge. That experience has but one name in this universe. That name is Tetris Effect. And let me tell you, ladies and boys, I've been doing Tetris Effect for 30 days, and I have become one with the universe.
For self-improvement, crafts, and fitness games, go ahead and turn on YouTube and watch Jack.
Tetris has been a series for 40 years now, releasing all the way back in 1982 in the USSR, now called Russia. The game has wowed generations with its easy-to-understand mechanics. You have these tiny little cute little blocks arranged in different shapes that you must arrange as they slowly fall down into the line. You got the L-shaped block, you got that square-shaped block, you even got my favorite, the long boy. If you make them all line up within a line, it will disappear and you will get points. The main goal is to get as many points as possible and by trying to stay alive as long as possible. You can get the most points by wiping out all 5 rows through the long boy, or the long block, or Charlie is its official name. That act is called a Tetris. Not planning out your lines can lead to you having pieces that don't exactly fit anywhere, causing a space. Eventually, enough spaces will cause you to make a lot of mishaps that will cause your bottom of your playing field to increase. The speed just means they just stack on top of each other, and then, boom, you hit the top of the play area, and you are done. It all sounds incredibly easy when I put it this way, but that ever-increasing speed and an algorithm that's against you makes many mistakes, gets you frustrated, and, most importantly, gets you addicted. You're like, man, I missed that one, but what about if I play another round? Then maybe I can beat my score then. And then that's how you get the gambling addiction. That addicting gameplay loop has led Tetris to become an instant hit. I mean, how many of you people actually needed that history lesson in Tetris? How many people just know what Tetris is just by being a human alive on this planet Earth? Yeah, it's most of you. You guys know what Tetris is. The series has spawned over 200 entries since the 1980s. It has hit every single platform from the Game Boy to the GameCube to the Game Boy Advance and even other systems that have the word game in front of it. This series is everywhere. It even spawned hilarious spin-offs such as Weltris and Hatris. The former inspiring video game donkey, another famous YouTuber, I don't know I said another, I'm not a famous YouTuber, a famous YouTuber who put out this amazing video.
It's like Tetris with hats. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
What a classic. Tetris inspired a highly reviewed Apple TV Plus movie based on the game's invention. Tetris is truly an incredible series. However, despite its popularity, I've never really been engrossed in the series personally. It's always been like a fun distraction, something you can pull out on your phone and play for a little bit, but it's never been something I focused on. And I played it both on like the old school phones, the iPhones. The old school, I'm talking about like the flip phone with the full keyboard. I played it in arcades. I even had it for like the GameCube, and it was just never fully like something I cared about. That has all changed with the game Tetris Effect in VR. By George, it changed my world. As you can see in my MetaQuest 3 recordings behind me, the game is absolutely gorgeous. Tetris Effect pulls you in by its hand by combining the addicting gameplay of Tetris with these insane themes. These themes include crisp graphics and a unique music and soundtrack with notes that correspond to the movements of your block. You can move left to right, it goes, which match the notes of the soundtrack. It's just so good, guys. It's just an addiction. Tetris Effect is probably the closest thing that I've been doing to drugs that I've ever experienced. And I've done I won't say anything for the YouTube censors, but I've had my experience. I just sit here and go, ooh, to all the pretty colors as they come tumbling through. With almost 30 visible and hidden stages, the game hits you with constant changes of scenery and sounds and just amazing music. Each line is an explosion of just particle effects. Once you beat the level, it goes boo doo 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 doo, and you zoom in, you're like, oh, what's happening? And then poof, it explodes, and then you transition to a new effect. It's just amazing. Each level just transforms the mind and the soul, and it enlightens you. I can't even talk correctly. I'm gushing over Tetris Effect, but it truly might be in my top 10 favorite games of all time. Not VR games, just games in general. Before I jump into the game, I wanted to discuss my challenge. I wanted to try and reduce the stress in my life. During this time of reviewing this video, I was heavily involved with a huge work project that just raises my heartbeat when thinking about it. It's either that or all the extra calories, because I'm a big fat dude. I was going to need something to relax. Otherwise, I was about to explode. At that time, I saw a trailer for the Tetris Effect in the MetaQuest store. I think it was advertised as like one of those get, MetaQuest Plus, get Tetris Effect for free. It had such cool visuals and smooth electronic music that it just immediately put me into ease. I knew that this would be a nice, sweet game to reduce my stress. I wrote out my stress level as a 10 starting this challenge, and I was going to record every single day after playing Tetris to see how my stress level was. My goal was to have it from a 10 to hopefully playing Tetris to calm myself down over to maybe like a 3 or 4. I didn't realize that Tetris Effect was insanely hard and gave me so much anxiety. I was rocking a 10 at the end of my 30 days of playing, not from the work project, but from just Tetris infecting my mind. Here is my chart for playing the Tetris Effect. You can see from my first notes that I jumped in from oh, this is relaxing, this is fun, I'm going to be calm playing this, to super stressed, depending where in the journey mode I landed. Overall, I played Tetris Effect for 11 hours, 5 minutes, and 29 seconds. I was just stressed about just almost everything with this game. But at the end of it, I still wanted more. I was addicted to Tetris and its effects. Get it? Because the name's called Tetris Effects? You may be wondering why the game is called that. It isn't just called Tetris Effect because of its visuals and music. The Tetris Effect is an actual real phenomenon that happens in the brain. It occurs when someone is dedicating an insane amount of concentration and time to an activity that becomes and alters your thoughts. It becomes something that you see and experience everywhere, and it in fact affects your dreams. This happens because of my work sometimes when I focus too much on a project that I actually start dreaming of the code and stuff. And I'm like, oh, maybe if I do this, maybe if I try that, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. I'm sure everyone who's worked hard, even in a school assignment, has experienced this effect. It happens to my wife when she focuses on running. The Tetris Effect happened to me almost every single night while playing the game Tetris Effect. I was literally dreaming about this game and was zoning out in the middle of cooking and just thinking of the blocks and stuff. I'll be cutting their carrots, being like, oh man, I just need the long piece. No, I just need the long piece. And I'm cutting my arm off right now, being like, Tetris, I love Tetris. Virtual reality has sensory deprivation abilities, so when you install the game such as this, all you see and hear surrounding you is Tetris. When I took off the headset, all I could think about was Tetris. I would literally be falling asleep, thinking of Tetris, and I would literally shake myself awake, being like, oh, well, I missed a line, and then being like, wait a minute, I'm trying to fall asleep. Why am I dreaming and thinking about Tetris? And most importantly, why am I dreaming about failing at Tetris? Originally, the Tetris Effect happened due to the Game Boy versions of the game, which is the green, black and white, kind of basic versions. Playing that and then playing this must be like chewing gum versus smoking crack. It just explodes your brain. I want to take someone who was back then addicted to the Game Boy version of the game and be like, try the VR version. And I'd be like, oh my god, Tetris everywhere. During my time of playing the Tetris Effect, I was mostly focused on the Journey mode. The Journey mode is the main single-player experience where you must beat each unique theme one at a time by completing the number of lines that it tells you. The Journey mode comes with 3 difficulties in this mode: easy, medium, and hard. Pretty standard. The difference between each of these difficulties comes from how many lines need to be cleared and how fast the blocks will drop. They can't really add a unique shape. They can't be oh, in the hard mode, guess what? You get the circle Tetris block. You're like, whoa, the circle Tetris block. I was able to beat easy and normal modes. I struggled intensely hard with it's just so hard. I was able to beat easy and normal modes. I struggled hard with both of these modes as well. Easy was not so easy and took me a pretty long time to complete. Once the blocks started going at 10 speeds, getting them going to the right location was just too hard for me, and then I had to start playing normal mode, in which case I kind of got used to playing at 10 speed. The more you play, the more your brain kind of slows down the blocks in your mind's eye, and you can just kind of figure it out. You can go the moment I can say it is it just must be what the Flash's brain is like. You just get infected with Tetris, and all you can think about is the blocks. I absolutely love it. The crazy thing is that after beating normal, the hardest level in easy is just too slow for me. I went from being this took me 3 days to beat easy mode, and now I'm this isn't hard enough. Normal is so hard that easy is just way too easy. I can't even imagine how easy normal would be once I complete hard mode. Your brain just does insane things while on Tetris. To make the fast speeds easier to handle, there is a zone effect that you can trigger. That zone effect slows down the blocks to a halt, allowing you to drop blocks wherever you want to clear the lines. I didn't use that mode. That mode is for those who haven't ascended to the new realms of humanity, who are now Tetris beings. I didn't realize that there was like a tutorial mode or something, so I didn't know how to trigger that Tetris effect until a few days before finishing. Even the Tetris gods miss something, of which I am, even though I haven't beaten hard mode, or really liked any Tetris game since this one, or before it. Anyways, outside of the main amazing journey mode, there are different multiplayer and practice modes. There's this cool mode that also recreates the original 80s version of Tetris, complete with the original classic Tetris music. There is also a countdown mode where you try and get as many points as possible in a few minutes. Although my favorite mode while playing this game, outside of the journey mode, is the chill marathon, which has 0 game overs. You just keep playing and playing and playing until you hit the line limit that you set. It's a great way to relax and to kind of get you to calm down before going to bed, or if you're hopped up on energy from working. Or you're hopped up on energy from trying to beat one super hard level in journey mode, and you just get super frustrated and you're like, screw this, I'm just going to play chill mode and relax. Ask me how I know. I honestly don't know what else to say. Buy Tetris Effect. It's $30 and it will blow your mind. It is also available for the PC, Switch, and PS5 if you really don't want to use like virtual reality, or if you do have a headset that's not like just the MetaQuest. Honestly though, if you do want to play Tetris Effect, get the VR version. It just adds so much to like the Tetris Effect, the effect that happens in your brain. It's just something that's super cool and something that really hasn't happened to me outside of work. I've never gotten the Tetris effect from playing any sort of video game, except for now, of course, it's Tetris. While I wasn't relaxed at all playing this game, it still had an incredible effect on me, and I know this game will have an incredible effect for you. So guys, that is it for today's video review on Tetris Effect. If you like this review, then please give this video a huge thumbs up. In fact, go through all my videos and give them all a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. I try to put up a new one every single week. If you guys have any new ideas for videos, then please leave them for me below. I will do pretty much any video style, any video requests, or any series that you guys have that won't just hurt me or isn't illegal. So things like, for instance, I'm doing is going vegan for 30 days and vegetarian for 30 days. Both of those are video ideas that I got from you guys that I am in the process of doing. Not at the same time, obviously. You go vegetarian, then vegan. But follow me on X and Instagram at TrueJankJank as well. Visit my website at jack-jenkins.com. I have the article there as well as all like the charts and stuff that I create for this videos, so you can see them better. Lastly, I want all you guys watching to have a fantastic day. If you're wondering how you can improve, not just in Tetris Effect, but in life, know that you can't do it alone. You can improve together.